Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Lara Sam'an, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. An architect, sculptor, and painter, a self-taught artist who devoted his entire life to art. With us in the studio today, Sudeep Deshpande. Welcome to our studio.
Hi, Lara. Thank you.
So, first of all, tell us, how did you become inspired to become an artist?
First of all, I would like to really thank you and the entire team for this opportunity for me to come here and share my thoughts and share my art with you. Coming to your question, Lara, I've come from a family of artists. My father was a sculptor and a painter, and my mom is a musician.
Okay.
So what happens is, like, it came to me and my sister as a part of our upbringing.
Yeah.
I feel
You're always surrounded by it.
always surrounded by it, always surrounded by sculptures, paintings, drawings, and I think that got into us gradually. And once my parents, they felt that I have an inclination towards it, that's when they slowly brought me or directed me to this whole process of getting educated, in the sense of getting knowledge in art.
Yeah. Did you study art?
I basically am an architect by profession.
Okay.
I practice architecture. I have my design firm here in Bahrain.
Okay, amazing, amazing.
And we do a lot of concept architecture. We do a lot of landscape architecture.
So since you were young, you've been always surrounded by these art in general.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So that's how I like after architecture, this was always on my mind to basically really express myself on canvas and try the dimension of sculpture, you know.
Yeah.
So and of course my father has been my greatest of the inspiration, looking at his
of
work,
course,
and
of
he
course.
is a self-taught artist. He's a self-taught sculptor, and the way he has evolved has always sort of amazed me.
Okay.
And then, like, you know, you always want to be like your father.
Yeah, you always, as always growing up, you always look at your parents and you want to be like them.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. Yeah.
Can you tell us, how long have you been in Bahrain for?
I've been in Bahrain for now 12 years, 12
Okay.
12 and a half years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you loving it?
I love it.
You
I love
love
this
it?
place. I love this place. And
Okay.
this is now almost like a second home, you can say. It's been some time. We've spent here a lot of time in that sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love it.
So your father was in the Guinness Book of Records.
That's right.
Yeah. Can you explain to us what was chosen for this?
Sure. It was one of my father's iconic works, I would say. It's called The Powerful. As the subject goes, it's a composition of a human being, a soldier in its posture of commanding body language with one of his feet on a globe representing Earth,
Okay.
and the other with his sword, in the whole symbolism of always ready for
Action.
action.
Anything to come. Yeah,
anything
anything.
together.
Ready for anything.
So this was a thought that was presented to the electricity board, electricity
Okay.
division in state of Maharashtra in India,
Okay.
and they loved it. And this whole sculpture, it was made out of scrap metal.
Oh wow. Okay.
So the whole challenge was to basically come up with you can say a composition of 55 feet as tall in
Oh, wow.
its
55 feet.
it was
Yeah.
huge. It was and then around 27 tons of weight. So this is more like a blend of engineering and art.
Yeah.
So when it got executed and everything fell in
The
place,
execution was the hard part as
It
well.
was, it
Yeah,
was.
you can come up with the idea, but executing it as well.
it was absolutely very but it was done in a very technical way, and that is where they became very unique, because my father, he's a self-taught artist.
Yeah.
So when engineering as a part of sculpture comes into being, you need a lot of expertise in terms of handling the material, in terms of knowing the the load calculations and the technical aspect of the
yeah, of course, it's not just
execution.
coming up with the idea, oh, let's just stick this and it's going to
Correct.
work. You have to find a way to make sure that it stands and it stays stable as well at the same time. I'm sure that was a huge accomplishment for your dad, of course, getting into the Guinness Book of Records.
It was huge, and it was a beautiful process, because like I said, we always used to be there at the
so
site.
you used to see it.
We used to see it at every stage, at every there was this beautiful incident. I remember there was this, the shoe of the whole sculpture is itself is like a room. It's huge.
Okay.
And then while he was fabricating the whole thing, and what all he did, you know, by talking to various shoemakers.
I'm sure it took a really long time to make this.
It was around 7 to 8 months of execution.
Wow.
And relatively faster in its own time, I will say. But yeah.
But it's amazing. It's amazing that he created something, and again, it's what's in the Guinness Book of Records. I'm sure one day, hopefully, you will create something as well and get into the Guinness Book of Records.
Honestly, I've never thought of it, but now that you just mentioned that, I would start thinking about it, because it's I never aimed to basically get those sort of you can say accolades or awards of wanting to be in say Book of Records or but yes, one thing definitely is on my mind is to always try and give in my best, so that whenever I sort of show my work or show my work in people, and then I should be able to feel good that, you know, I'm going on my father's path.
Yeah, of course.
If not there,
at least on the path. You never know. One day you might reach there.
Yeah.
Sudeep, can you tell us about the beautiful painting we have here today?
Sure. This basically is a very abstract architectural interpretation of Bahrain, as you can see, and then it really caught my eye, the modern and the old architecture of Bahrain.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the element here is the harbour towers.
Yes, I can see
and
that.
Then you have a mosque, a composition of a mosque, and you also have a library in here, which is with also a mosque, a contemporary mosque, I mean.
Yeah.
And then again the towers and the minarets of the mosque. And so
I love that you can even have, I see that you have the flag as well.
I wanted to bring in the flag in a very incidental way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make it
just a flag.
Just a flag.
Yeah, if you focus on it, you can see that it's there. Yeah.
Correct.
It's not like showing right in your face, but I saw it. I could see the triangles, and then I saw the red, and I'm like,
and then you really got it.
Then
you have
really
the eye.
Exactly. Yeah.
You really got it in the perfect sense of it.
Can you tell us as well, who is your favorite artist or mentor?
Many, in fact, because some I've seen. Some of their works I like their execution. Some of them have their thought process, their technique. To begin with, of course, it's my father and his works and everything. But other than that, an abstract painter called Jackson Pollock, an abstract expressionist artist he was. So his approach of towards painting, I think that really has fascinated me. And then you have a Russian sculptor. She used to do a lot of metal art and a lot of metal wooden sculptures basically, and but her forms were very pure in her own sense. And so she was one of those artists I loved. And even architects, in fact, there are a lot of architects who inspired me to do a lot of art.
Of course, they have different ideas towards things, so it gives you different,
like Oscar Niemeyer, and you have Le Corbusier and Charles Correa, and many to name them, you know. I mean, so yeah.
So you have a wide variety of favorite people. I wanted to ask, you mentioned that somebody who you look up to does wooden sculptures and metal sculptures. Can you tell us about the metal sculpture you brought with you today?
Sure. I'm working on a series of basically the whole approach of working on sculptures is or even on paintings. Basically, I find my daily living as the subject matter. You know. And this again goes back in my whole process of reaching to art. Is like my father used to always tell me to draw a sketch a day, in the sense. So whatever your schedule is and how busy you may be, but just take some time out and draw a sketch. So he never really gave me a formal lesson about drawing or art, but then I realized that maybe he is inculcating this habit into me of drawing whatever that you live on a daily basis. So my subjects are all about living on daily basis, friends, human relations, human emotions. So coming to the sculpture, this sculpture is all about the human expression of like this is called it's called I Am Ready.
Okay.
So as you see, it's a facial composition with
Yeah.
earrings.
Okay,
Yeah, so
that's what I was missing. Now that you said the earrings, I can clearly see it.
Yeah. So the face and then the earrings and then the perforated sheet metal that I've used on both sides, indicating the sort of the makeup and
Yeah.
you know.
It's like contouring her face.
Contouring
right?
her
yeah,
face.
it's contouring
exactly,
her face.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's how it is, this particular sculpture.
And then I can see that you include your sculptures, like how you've done it, into your paintings as well. It's more, they match in a different way. Am I correct with the painting that you've brought with you as well today?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I feel I am, the line work of the subject is always very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
The way the eyes are, the way the contour of your face is, and more also along with the line work, the light and the shadow, I think is always been my main interest.
Okay.
Even in architecture or even in my art. So the spaces between the lines is what I always try to capture with the shadow aspect of
Okay.
the light,
Yeah.
which is going to be behind it. So therefore the line and then the line on the canvas and the line on my sculpture is sort of which came very naturally. I mean,
Yeah.
there was no
There was no actual specific thing. It's
Yeah,
just you
yeah.
actually created this, then you created this, and it's
no,
it just happened.
It just happened.
Okay.
But then I think this is, I think, being an architect, when you try to approach a thought, you also try to approach a medium to it.
yeah.
So when I was doing this on canvas, and then when I started thinking of sculpture on the same subject, that's where I started coming up with the medium.
Yeah.
Where am I using flats, MS flats,
Yeah.
or
Where
am
am I using different types of
types of metal pieces?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's the sense of medium I feel.
It's what you feel when you make it. It's what you feel.
True.
Can you tell us, Sideep, what are your future plans?
Recently, well, short-term future, I would say I'm coming up with a group exhibition in November.
Okay.
That's going to be in the Harbour Gate.
Okay. Amazing.
With some of our friends, and then some workshops that are going to happen soon in the next 2 months.
Okay.
Some workshops on sculptures, and yeah, in the longer run, I think to keep working, I think to keep focusing and to enjoy my art. That's my future
and then
plan.
maybe again get one day in the Guinness Book of Records. You never know.
Sure.
Follow your father's path.
Someday.
Someday. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, sure.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we end the segment today?
Well, like I said, I really thank you for this beautiful interaction, and I would just like to say, just be happy and just enjoy what you do. You know, just enjoy your. Let your work not be like work, but
Follow your passion.
follow your passion, and
Yeah.
and that's the beautiful way of living your life.
Yes, I do. I agree with that. Thank you, Sideep. Hopefully, I will see you in the Guinness Book of Records sooner or later.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lara.
Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back. Ali Al-Hawaj is an artist and self-taught photographer of Arabian horses. Winner of the 6th place Beit Al-Arab photo competition in Kuwait, his extreme love for Arabian horses made him paint and photograph these beautiful creatures. Artist Ali is actually a plastic surgery fellow. Hello Ali, and welcome to our studio today.
Hello.
So first of all, tell us, how did you become inspired to become an artist?
Actually, what inspired me the most is when I used to watch my father paint during childhood. I mean, he always had some oil colors everywhere at home, and he was painting only Arabian horses. If you go to our home, you'll see a lot of paintings everywhere. So
you grew up with this?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's always
true.
being around you.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, and when would you say was the first time you actually picked up a brush and started painting with his stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to when I was in intermediate school, I would say, like I was 10 or 11.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that professional, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, it was just
It's
tryouts
playing with his
and
stuff.
yeah.
Of course, playing with his stuff as well made you want to try, I feel like, paint more and more.
Definitely,
Yeah.
that was like a life changer for me. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. What would you say, how did you start photography? And can you share with us your experience in winning in the 6th Bayt Al Arab?
Yes. So my photography goes back again to my school times. I was about 8 years. My father bought me the first the basic camera, and I was shooting everything basically. But it didn't go into the professional level until 2005.
Okay.
Where I got my first DSLR, which is a professional camera. And the idea was just photo shooting nature, because I love nature. I was always obsessed with nature. So I was shooting landscapes, macro photography, bees and insects.
Yeah.
But that wasn't fulfilling my ambition. And I said, why shouldn't I photograph what I love the most, which is the Arabian horse?
Horses, yeah. So it was a trial and error, and then it just became something that you moved forward to. And what was your experience winning in the 6th?
So winning at Bayt Al Arab, which is one of the biggest international contests for the Arabian horse society, I would say, was a really push for me to I mean, I knew how people appreciate my photography, and that put me under pressure to do more and more and to try new things.
Of course, winning made you feel like, okay, I did this and I can do even better, and you want to take more and more photos.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is amazing. It's an accomplishment.
That's true. That's true. And I can say my photography is really common in Kuwait and some Gulf countries for the Arabian horse. They put my photographs in Italian magazine and some American magazines.
That's amazing. It's something very, it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a very big accomplishment. You're a plastic surgery fellow, artist and photographer at the same time. How do you manage all of these things at once?
Yeah, that's a difficult question to answer. But I mean, as a surgeon, first of all, I've been always trained to have a strict time management, and discipline is the answer for that. I would always have some time to paint, such as maybe 2 hours before going to sleep, or just in the morning of my weekend off. So these are very precious times, and it also not only helped me to paint and enjoy, but it's kind of a stress reliever, I would say, and no better than painting what I love, Arabian horses.
Yeah, and I feel like it takes you out of the zone from work and everything else.
Definitely.
For your daily life, it's like something you focus on and just close everything
off.
That's
true. That's true. Yeah.
Can you tell us what is your favorite artwork?
My favorite artwork. I mean, this is a very difficult question because going through art, all the ages, you'll have so many. I was always obsessed with light and shadow, and Rembrandt is one of the most common artists for light and shadow. So I was always impressed and inspired by his paintings. But later on, I would say in the realistic movement, they say, where the artist used to paint realism. Realism is very different from abstract, especially when the Orientalism era, which is around the 1850s or 1860s. Those paintings, I would say, had the most effect on me.
Of course,
different. Especially they used to include Arabian horses and tents and some traditional things from the Middle East. I think this is where I belong, and I'm trying to do that.
And now you're continuing and doing that.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the beautiful paintings we have here with us
Well,
today?
Well, actually, this is a painting I did with acrylic.
Okay.
You believe it or not, I had a dream of a mare that I love.
Yeah.
Her name is Ubayya Al-Rayyan, and I said she has to be painted. So
it's a beautiful
so
horse.
I love a monochrome, which is just white and black, and adding one tinge of a third color is a secret. Every artist would say, and it turned out to be like
I'm trying to find out what is the third color. I'm looking at it thinking, what is the third color?
A touch of brown, but that's a secret. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. So you painted this all in black and white. It was mostly black and white. Okay, and a touch of brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. It's a beautiful. It looks very realistic.
Yes.
Yeah. Very, very
Yeah.
realistic. It's a beautiful painting.
Thank you.
And the other one that we have here today.
So that's the one of my best, I would say, during that time. So this is a painting of Noor Al Rayyan, which is a champion mare.
Okay.
She won many times in Europe, and
Amazing.
I love that mare. So I was inspired. I did some composition in my mind, and I put her in a very nice green environment. So this took me around 3.5 months to finish that.
Wow.
A lot of precision,
Of course.
under layer and then layer over layer. I'm using the layering technique.
Okay.
So in
okay.
oil painting, the layering technique is a very common way.
I was just about to ask you what paint did you use for this?
Yeah,
but
this is an oil painting.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful 3.5 months. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
painting. A
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful painting.
Thank you.
Can you tell us, Ali, what are your future plans? What are you planning on doing?
So my plans, of course, related to art is that I want to have my own gallery maybe one time, where I can show my artwork. I would like to explore sculpture because I love sculpture, and sculpture has the same basis of art.
Yeah, of course.
Although you need to be really precise with dimensions, and you need to draw
And you need to understand to make sure that your sculpture can be
Yes,
built.
and
yes.
you need to draw like in 4 dimensions, I would say.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a
every
very
side.
interesting thing I would like to explore, and maybe it works.
And then you never know, maybe one day you'll have
Yeah.
a gallery of paintings and photography at the same time.
Inshallah.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we end the segment today?
Well, actually, I would like to say that art is a message. I mean, you have to keep creating. You might not know that you have a talent. So, by exploring new things, trying new things,
Explore your talent.
Yeah.
Never be afraid to try.
A new artist might be
Yeah.
born, and this is what happened to me in the pandemic.
In the pandemic.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's amazing. That's something maybe I will try one day. I will
Yeah.
try and pick up a pencil or something and sketch my first drawing to see how it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you
for
so
that.
much
Thank
for
you.
your time. Thank you.
Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back. Now for something a little different, let's take a look at what's happening around Bahrain in the following report.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another segment of Bahrain Now. We are very lucky to be joined by an amazing chef who is all about local, fresh, and seasonal ingredients. Chef Nassim Ras Romani, how are you?
I'm good, Khalid. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Bahrain is coming to the season of the cherry tomatoes. All the farmers will have like cherry tomatoes all over the place. I know a lot of people who buy a lot of cherry tomatoes in the season between like end of November and December, and they don't really know what to do with it because they're stacked. So that's a very little dish that we're gonna make today. They're cute, you know, like they're simple, but we're gonna do something nice out of it. It's kind of like a carpaccio thing. They're thinly sliced, and they're gonna be accompanied with the hawak sauce, which is also made from 100% local ingredients. This is the sauce, which I also do at home. It's made from like local herbs, local chilies. It's also vegan, you know, like everybody is safe to have it because it's vegan, it's 100% natural, and it's too tasty, like it elevates the food, and it's fresh. I'm also gonna use one of my products in here. It's a tomato onion marmalade. So this dish is basically all about tomatoes. This is an onion tomato marmalade. I'm gonna plate it over here, put the ring under. My preserving methods is really natural. I use sugars, salts, and vinegars, that's it, to preserve. I don't use any other preservative ingredients, and that's also natural because this is what I want to achieve: natural, fresh, and homemade. I'm trying to use different colors of the cherry tomatoes just to make them look colorful and more natural. you use vegetables, it has various colors. It's amazing. It's nature's gift, basically. It's not something that you intend to choose. I mean, a tomato has different colors, so you use different types of tomatoes, and then you get a colorful dish. If you know how to play with the food, play with your ingredients, you know what to pair with what, it will always taste better. So I'm adding some herbs over here, and yeah, I have also made this homemade caviar.
Ooh,
It is made from pomegranate molasses.
nice.
Since it's also the season of pomegranates right now, I made a juice and then made this caviar. Do you want to have a taste of this?
Yes, please. Cute.
I'm
So
gonna also
delicate.
I'm also gonna add it in the dish over here.
Wow, that is amazing. It's like refreshing, but it's also got like a little nice like tanginess to it.
Yes, exactly. It's the pomegranate mixed with some citrus. I used brown sugar for that just to make it a bit more dark in color. So now I'm gonna add from the sahawa. This is actually like a lot of people ask me what this means. If you know chimichurri or you know pesto,
Yes.
it's kind of like the very Arabic version of it. It has cumin, it has coriander, it has a lot of local leaves, and it's a bit spicy. People who get this product from me, I get a lot of different feedback. Oh, I ate it with a rice dish. Oh, I ate it with my shawarma. I put it in my sandwich. I fed it for the kids with some chicken nuggets. It's cool because you can use it as a table condiment for anything, like literally anything. I mean, I've always been in the kitchen since I was a child. I think it came by nature. Some people, like, they just born with a hobby or something. Finally, I'm just gonna remove the ring and add the herb oil on top.
That is very beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you once again, Chef. This is absolutely amazing.
You're welcome, Khaled, and thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the finish line. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight. And another huge thank you to all of you watching us at home. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love hearing from you. This was Lara Sam'an. Until next time, good night and God bless.